Hello and welcome back to our special broadcast. As we promised, we are back yet again with India's victory this time. It's India's maiden, the first ever World Cup trophy under the captaincy of Harmanpreet Kaur. Team India not only edged history, but this is for the first time after the year 2000 that the ODI World Cup tournament has got a new winner this time around. Let's quickly begin the show where we will bring you live visuals of celebrations, expert analysis and report on how it transpired for Team India and Women in Blue. Let's begin. So Team India has finally made history. History has been etched. It has been created as the Indian women's cricket team wins their maiden ICC Women's Cricket World Cup trophy in the ODI format. Now the first ever World Cup title for the women in blue. This is as they defeated Team South Africa in the summit clash by 52 runs. And this game, particularly against South Africa, ended fittingly with Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain, taking the catch. Earlier, if we talk about it, Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma gave India the ideal start, adding 104 runs for the first wicket, but before the former fell for 45. Now, Shafali, who scored 87, and Jemima Rodriguez steadied the ship, but after Shafali fell, the women in blue had a lull period. Now, the South African bowlers crammed the Indian batters for runs, with Nokulinko Laba being the most economical in the lot, with 47 runs in 10 overs for 1 wicket. But Deepti Sharma came in, scored 58 and stayed till the end. Not only this, she also took 2 crucial wickets. And also with Richa Ghosh contributing with a 24-ball 34, India, however, fell short of the 300-run mark. But Richa Ghosh broke the record for the most number of sixes hit in Women's Cricket World Cup during the final of the 2025 edition against South Africa in Navi Mumbai on Sunday. And ultimately, India lifted the ICC Women's Cricket ODI World Cup trophy, beating South Africa by 52 runs at Navi Mumbai. This is the same pitch where India also won the semi-finals, beating Australia and now South Africa. This is happening for the first time after 2000 that the Women's Cricket World Cup is getting a new winner and Team India getting their maiden title trophy. Now, interestingly, this was also the maiden final of Team South Africa. And there you can see Prime Minister Narendra Modi right after the victory tweeted, I'm quoting him here, a spectacular win by the Indian team in ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 finals. Their performance in the final was marked by great skill and confidence. The team showed exceptional teamwork and tenacity throughout the tournament. Congratulations to our players. This historic victory will motivate future champions to take up sports. Unquote. This has been the tweet which has come out from the official Twitter handle of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this happened right after the victory. And this also is a huge morale booster, a great supporter, acting as a great supporter for Team India, not only acknowledging this huge victory, this historic feat by the women's cricket team, but also making sure that this happens right after the victory. So there you can see Prime Minister Narendra Modi's tweet, which has come out right after the victory of Women's Cricket World Cup. And now let's go across to our guest who is joining us right now for a quick match analysis. Mr. Malay Nirav is joining us again, and joining us on this special broadcast is Narayan Singh, the India sports correspondent. Mr. Malay Nirav, coming on to you. A huge victory by 52 runs, that fitting catch by Captain Harmanpreet Kaur defines the entire captaincy of Harmanpreet Kaur, defines the entire elegance with which Team India played throughout the tournament, despite losing few of the league stage games, isn't it, Mr. Nirav?
Well, it was a great comeback by India in this World Cup, and the way they played the finals, I think that I have not seen many finals of this kind where till the last moment you don't lose your patience, you keep the hopes alive by performance, not just by daydreaming. You don't think that I'm going to win and therefore you are keeping the hopes alive. You are performing, and every now and then, whenever there was a wicket that India got, I thought that we were getting closer to victory. But the way, you are very right, the way de Klerk got out, and Harmanpreet took that exceptionally nice catch. And you know that Dee Clark has been branded as the best ever finisher in this World Cup. And so long as she was there, I was a bit wary. I thought that maybe she'll try her best to come close to the Indian score. But as soon as and she was the last one to go. What a historic moment it was, and I could see Rohit Sharma also there in the stands, and he was witnessed. He has been witness to India's many World Cup victories, including the T20, the first T20 World Cup where he was a member of the team, and the last World Cup where India won. And now it was a moment of pride for each Indian. And the fact that Sachin Tendulkar himself was present in the stadium throughout most of the times during this match, and Rohit was there to boost the morale of the Indian women, who played exceptionally well. And let me tell you, hats off to Deepti Sharma. She took 5 wickets besides the 50 plus runs in 58 or so in the same number of balls, and the 5 wickets that she had. I think she has proved that she's one of the best, not only all-rounders, but she's one of the best bowlers that India has for the slow ball.
Right. And also, Narayan, coming on to you, rightly pointed out by Mr. Malay Nirav, what Deepti Sharma did has been really spectacular in the entire tournament. And I also remember one of the press conferences where Deepti Sharma very confidently, after losing the league stage games, she very confidently said that you are criticizing us right now because we are continuously losing the league stage matches, but we will make a comeback and all of you would see. And especially today, that crucial wicket of Wolfart was not only a wicket of Wolfart, but lifting the World Cup trophy, isn't it, Narayan?
Definitely a big moment for the Indian cricket, because if we take a look, as we earlier mentioned, the journey of the Indian cricket team in this tournament, after winning the 2 matches and then after losing the 3 consecutive matches all against the big team, and then making a comeback. It's the big thing for me, the players who, after losing the matches and making a bounce back, they are the great players and the great team. Sure, that trait here. Not only about that thing, if you talk about our players, if you talk about the Shafali Verma, she was playing the T20 domestic cricket, and from there, directly coming to the World Cup semi-finals. Do you know what kind of pressure she must have been, that she hasn't any game time and suddenly coming to the World Cup? And if you take a look, semi-final too, she was looking in rhythm, but somehow he got captured LBW. But here again, in the finals, when it mattered most, she scored a fantastic knock and helped India to score 298 runs. I think the stories of the games that are making it big, the players, it is giving an opportunity to the players to change their life, to actually turning the life from rags to riches, somewhat like that. And same with all other players. If you take a look, the journey of Jemima Rodriguez, she was dropped in the match against England, but in the semi-finals against Australia, if you take a look, she played we can say that one of the fantastic knocks of her life, and then helped India to be in the finals. And we know that what happened in the finals, what kind of cricket the Indian women's played, especially at one point in time when Wolfart was looking like that she will take away the game. But definitely we should praise, as Malay said, that the way our Deepti Sharma played a fantastic knock of 50 runs, and again taking the 5 wickets haul. And if you take a look at his record, she has become the first woman in the entire World Cup history to score 200 runs, more than 200 runs, and to take more than 20 wickets. So it shows the caliber of our cricket. It's a fine mixture of the young players and also as the experienced players. So we can say kudos to our team, and finally they won the final frontier.
And also, when we talk about Mr. Malay Nirav, Harmanpreet's captaincy, there were so many questions about her captaincy. At a moment, there were questions of adding one more spinner, and the only fight that we could see was, having that quest of adding one more spinner to the entire squad. And then finally, we found that rhythm in the semi-final lineup, the batting depth that India witnessed in the semi-final lineup. They followed and copy-pasted the same format in the finals as well, because the advantage somewhere was having the same pitch, the same Navi Mumbai ground with themselves, where they also chased a scoring historic, power score. But Here, Harmanpreet's captaincy, including Shafali Verma as well, has been really spectacular, and we saw the result. She somewhere silenced all the critics.
Of course, you see, nothing succeeds like success, and failures for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 matches, they don't take away the great sense of, playing capability and the pride which a player carries over her shoulders, like she did. In fact, a good thing about Harmanpreet, let me point out pinpointedly, she had the faith in her bowlers, in her batters. She rotated her bowlers so well. Whenever, the right left combination was there in any match, she knew how to handle it. And wherever it was a right heavy kind of a batting lineup, she was there with the best team, best bowlers. Now, the way she introduced Shefali today in the bowling attack, I'm just giving you one example. Shefali, who was the last minute inclusion in the Indian team, after the other opener got hurt and she was not able to play. She was brought in. She was not a part of the original 15 also. She was playing domestic cricket, and from there she was brought in and she has done wonders. The way she laid the foundation of today's innings, India's innings, along with Smriti Mandana. I think she did an excellent job. But when I saw her bowling, I praised Harmanpreet, not her. As soon as she came, she got a breakthrough. She got 2 crucial wickets. So, to repose faith in your teammate and also to recognize their talents, to set the fielding. Today's fielding was quite good. If you compare it with the fielding of India in the semi-finals fielding was a bit sloppy. Now, today, they were putting their life and blood into it. They tried to stop every run. Sometimes they didn't. It happens because there was dew. It had become slippery. Little bit of dew, not past dew. It had dew. And also, it was a good toss to win for South Africa. And they could not capitalize on it. But when India made 298,
Right.
me and many of my colleagues and analysts were saying that, look, we are about 20 to 30 runs short. Had it been 320, 325, and I was constantly maintaining, they see that if they're able to get wickets at intermittent intervals by using the bowling power that they have in the best possible way, I think South Africa will be under tremendous pressure. And this is what happened. And that's the line was written by our captain, Harmanpreet.
Indeed. Now let's go across to Suchitra, who's joining us right from Navi Mumbai. Suchitra, history has been scripted. It's a day to celebrate. Get us the live reaction from ground zero.
Yes, Deepika, we can see the frenzy in the crowd and also fans with me. So how was the match? How excited you are about India becoming the world champion for the first time?
Very excited, super excited, very excited.
बहुत अच्छा लगा और इंडिया पहली बार विमेंस क्रिकेट में वर्ल्ड कप जीती है जैसे 1983 में जीती थी उसी तरीके से वही वाली फीलिंग हालांकि हमने वो मैच टीवी में देखा बाद में बट ये मैच भी हमको गूज़बम्प देने वाला था चिल्ला चिल्ला के गला बैठ गया और मतलब मैं ये सौभाग्य मानूंगा मेरा कि मैंने आज तक इंडिया के जो भी मैच देखा है इंडिया हमेशा जीती है और वो स्ट्रीक बनी रही बहुत अच्छा लगा दिल से
फर्स्ट टाइम मैं मैच देखने आया हूँ बट विमेंस वर्ल्ड कप का मैच देखने आया हूँ और मुझे ऐसा लग रहा मैं आया हूँ इसलिए मैच जीती है
यस
इंडिया
इंडिया
पहले तो इंडिया को हम सबको 25 हमने ये वर्ल्ड कप जीता है इट्स अ वेरी ग्रेट मोमेंटस ओकेशन फॉर इंडियन वुमेन्स टीम्स हम लोग हमेशा देखते थे कि वुमेन्स टीम ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू फॉल्टर अंडर प्रेशर लेकिन ये टाइम हमने वर्ल्ड कप कन्वर्ट किया है एंड होपफुली इट इज़ अ टाइम ऑफ आवर डोमिनेंस इन वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट हमने मेंस क्रिकेट तो हम डोमिनेट कर ही रहे हैं वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में वुमेन जैसे उन्होंने पोस्ट मैच कॉन्फ्रेंस से बोला था कि इट्स टाइम टू आवर डोमिनेशन एंड होपफुली हम लोग और भी ज़्यादा वर्ल्ड कप टाइटल्स जीतेंगे
माता की जय हरमनप्रीत कौर और कंपनी को मैं बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं भारत के लिए उन्होंने बहुत बड़ा काम किया है और सेमीफाइनल में जिस तरह उन्होंने जीत की मैं उनका कॉन्फिडेंस यही कहता है और फाइनल में उन्होंने वही दिखाया
How your experience of watching the match and how
It's very nice. We would like to go once again if it's there.
It was very excellent, and we are proud of yes, we are proud of our women teams that they can also do such things.
Thank you.
बहुत बहुत प्राउड फील हो रहा है इंडिया जीत गई
It's a new benchmark for India. Like men's cricket हमेशा परफॉर्म करती है बट अभी ये वुमेन्स क्रिकेट इट्स लाइक 1983 में जैसा एक बेंचमार्क सेट हुआ था वैसे ही वुमेन्स क्रिकेट के लिए ये 2025 का एक वर्ल्ड कप बेंचमार्क है हमारे लिए ग्रो ही होगा यस
ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತೂ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಂತೆ ಆಡಿದರು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
1983 कपिल देव 2025 हरमनप्रीत कौर हा ऐतिहासिक क्षण अनुभवताना फार आनंद होतो
It was great watching match here in the stadium and it was amazing experience आणि खूप छान वाटलं की महिलांनी हा कार्यक्रम म्हणजे एकदम छान स्पोर्ट्स खेळल्यात आणि खूप मस्तपैकी विनिंग घेतली आहे अँड इट्स अ विक्ट्री फॉर अस अँड हिस्ट्री झाली आहे आफ्टर अ लॉंग टाईम हे सगळं अचीव झालं आहे सो खूप छान वाटतं आहे जय हिंद जय महाराष्ट्र
So, Deepika, you can see the excitement of the fans, India becoming world champions for the first time and that too in their home ground. It's a different feeling altogether and we can understand the emotions of the Indian cricket fans because they have waited too long for this trophy. In 2011, Indian men's cricket team, they became world champions in Wankhede in Mumbai and now the women's cricket team, they have won their home World Cup in Navi Mumbai in DY Patil Stadium. So in 2011, the cup did not go anywhere. It stayed at home and this year also the cup is staying here in India. Deepika.
And also interestingly, Suchitra Shafali Verma, who's also been adjudged as the player of the match this time. There were so many questions around the selection of Shafali Verma and also as Mr. Malay Nirav pointed out, that defines the captaincy of our captain Harmanpreet Kaur. What do you have to say about the player of the match, Shafali Verma?
Well, Deepika, some scripts are written by the god. If we talk about Shafali Verma, she was not picked for the team that was picked for the World Cup, and there was a section of cricket fans who were always saying, where is Shafali Verma, bring her in the team. So her fans were really disappointed. But look at the destiny's turn, that Pratika Rawal, who was doing so well, she was injured, and because she was an opener, Indian team management wanted an opener, and Shafali Verma was inducted in the team in the semi-finals. She did not click in the semi-finals, but now in the finals, look at her innings. Her innings, it paved the way for India's win. Her 100 stand for Smriti Mandhana for the first wicket, and then those 2 wickets. Who could imagine someone, who almost missed a century, and then getting 2 wickets. This was clearly the match-winning performance, and it's not really easy. She was playing for the Haryana Ranji team. She was playing the domestic cricket, but imagine international cricket, a World Cup semi-final, a player who was not part of the original squad. She para-jumps here right in the semi-finals, but it shows her temperament, how she is a big match player. She is always compared to Virendra Sehwag, and I love her style of playing because she plays fearlessly, and this fearlessness was really important in this final match because the conditions were overcast. The match was delayed. South Africa won the toss and decided to bowl first, and Harmanpreet Kaur said that she would have also bowled first. But I think it was a blessing in disguise for Team India because in big ticket events, in big tournament finals, it's always good to bat first and put runs on the board, and the kind of start that Smriti Mandhana and Shafali Verma gave to India, and Shafali Verma was the dominant partner in that partnership. So we can say the brand of cricket that Shafali Verma plays led to the strong start that India had. And 299, this target was not an easy one because this is the final of the tournament. It's easier to chase a 300 plus in a league stage, but it's not easy when you are playing the final, because South Africa also knows they were in the one-day final for the first time. They lost in the T20 World Cup final twice, and like their men's cricket team, you know, they also have the tag of the choker. So if you are already under pressure, it's never going to be easy to chase a 299 runs target. And Shafali Verma, the credit goes to her, the way she batted, the way she bowled. She was the go-to player for Harmanpreet today, and clearly the player of the match, and she has silenced the selectors, the critics, by her performance.
Deepika. And calm and peace of mind has been the key as well for Shafali Verma. You saw that how fans are gladly supporting, they are celebrating this huge victory. Now let's take you to another tweet from Union Home Minister itself, who tweeted after the victory of Team India. Union Home Minister Amit Shah sent his congratulatory message. In a tweet he said, and I quote him here, "Hats off to the world champion Team India. It is a crowning moment for the nation as our team lifts the ICC Women's World Cup 2025, elevating India's pride to the skies. Your stellar cricketing skills pave the path of inspiration for millions of girls. Congratulations to the entire team," unquote. And the flurry of tweet and congratulatory wishes continues. And we've got another tweet, congratulatory message from Union Sports Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, who also congratulated the women's cricket team. He said, and I quote him, "History scripted. What an iconic performance by our women in blue. 140 crore Indians are cherishing this proud moment. Congratulations, world champions," unquote. This has been the tweet, the flurry of tweets by the ministers. Let's go across to Narayan Singh. Narayan, when we look at the kind of support that the players have been getting, the home crowd has played a huge role in this entire tournament for Team India, but also looking at the messages, the flurry of tweets which has been coming in straight from Prime Minister itself right after, the moment after the victory of Team India, then the Union Home Minister and then the Sports Minister. How does that boost up the morale of Team India all together, Narayan?
Definitely, if we talk about the kind of support you mentioned, they are getting a fantastic support. If we take a look at the journey of our players, if we take a look at the Kranti God, she comes from the tribal village in Madhya Pradesh, and from there and winning, playing the cricket barefooted and coming here at the stage of the World Cup. It's a big thing for our players, because in our country there is a system which is giving opportunity to each and every person if you have the talent, and it is the story of that thing that we are, the way the government is giving, we can say that right opportunities and right policies are there for our players, not only in cricket, in every sport. That's why we are seeing that they are getting uplifted, and we are seeing the results on the international arena too. If you take a look at other players too, definitely they are doing exceptionally well. If you take a look at the way Jemima Rodriguez's journey, she took up the sports when she saw her brother playing the cricket, and her father supported her. And now if you take a look at her journey too, after being dropped in the match against England, she scored a fantastic knock. There are different stories that are coming from this World Cup. Dipti Sharma coming from Uttar Pradesh and playing a fantastic knock here, and a huge experience she has got. She has translated that thing here at the epitome of the world cricket at the Women's World Cup final, and helping India to win a fantastic, we can say that winning that final frontier and taking 5 wickets. And she is also the leading wicket taker of this tournament. So it shows that our players, they have the faith in them, they have belief in them, and finally they did that thing.
And now let's once again get you the tweet which has come from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said, "A spectacular win by the Indian team in the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 finals. Their performance in the final was marked by great skill and confidence. The team showed exceptional teamwork and tenacity throughout the tournament. Congratulations to our players," unquote. Mr. Malay Nirav, when we talk about the opportunities that Team India has got throughout the tournament, there were so many questions when many of us, many of the fans, many of the experts, many of the critics were finding those parameters between men and women cricket teams, that the kind of opportunities that they are getting, the kind of benefits that they are getting. But having considered, I think there is no comparison between the two, because the journey started very late for the women's cricket team, and yet they they've done in that short span of time, isn't it?
Yes, incredible. In fact, the way they have come up to the world level, international level. And you see, I was looking at the media reports in other parts of the world, especially cricket playing nations, and they were saying that undoubtedly two of the best women teams and cricketing nations were there in the semi-finals when India and Australia were there. They were saying that. So earlier they used to say that Australia and England are the best. England has been replaced by India. Now South Africa is also staking its claim to be for being counted as one of the top 4. So the way the Indian ladies have come up to this level and they have met the expectations by expectations of the people of this nation, 140 odd crores, I think we cannot but accept that a lot of it is because of the encouragement that they have got from the government, especially from our Prime Minister,
Right, indeed. Now let's go once again to Navi Mumbai, where Suchitra is present with some more fans. Suchitra, before we go to the fans, Deepti Sharma has been adjudged as the player of the entire tournament. Another feather to her hat.
Yes, the kind of all-round performance that she has given throughout the tournament. She was definitely going to be the player of the tournament. And it was Women's World Cup. Indian women's cricket team have become the world champions for the first time. And I have some Indian women with me. Let's talk to them. There's 4-year-old girl. Hi, कैसा लगा मैच आपको? मजा आया आज?
हाँ.
कैसा लगा मैच?
मजा आया.
बहुत अच्छा मैच था एंड नाउ वी आर वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस एंड हमारी बैटिंग ही नहीं फील्डिंग बॉलिंग सब बहुत अच्छा था एंड हमने उन्हें ऑल आउट किया है सो वंडरफुल मैच
I think the match was amazing. It opened a lot of doors for all women over India to, play in tournaments and cricket, and it has boosted all our confidences. And the match was just amazing. I'm just flabbergasted by Shafali Verma's performance, Amanjot's catches. It was amazing.
Yes, it's a moment of pride for India, and yes, it's an inspiration to all the girls out there who are seeking cricket. It's a great achievement for us.
And your 4-year-old is also here to watch the match. Sachin Tendulkar says that he was inspired when he saw Kapil Dev lifting that title in 1983. Now your daughter was here. Tomorrow, if she wants to become a cricketer, she wants to play cricket, how will you support her?
I'm definitely with her. Like, if she gets that opportunity, we will surely support her.
What do you have to say about the match?
अच्छा.
So Deepika, you can see that this Women's World Cup has opened new avenues for women's cricket in India. Indian women cricket team, they have become the world champions for the first time, and we know how the 1983 World Cup victory changed the cricket scenario in India for men's cricket, and we would like the women's cricket scenario to be changed similarly in India after this World Cup win. It means a lot for the players, it means a lot for the former players, their families, because it's a different feeling altogether to become a world champion. Harmanpreet Kaur said in her press conference that she knows how it feels to lose the finals, and this time she wants to experience how it feels when you win the final. So it's really nice that today Harmanpreet Kaur and company has tasted the success, and they will come to know how it feels to become the world champion when the world is at your feet. And you can see the fans, they are still shouting there. I would like my camera person to pan and show you the frenzy of the crowd. It's very late, it's 12:40 a.m. and the fans came really early to watch the match, and it was raining heavily. They had to stand in rain. most of the fans, they were drenched in rain, but the rain could not dampen their excitement and their craze for the Indian cricket team, and they are still here even after the match has finished and even after India has become the world champion.
Indeed,
Deepika.
Suchitra, and there are so many requests coming in for the victory parade, which should take place after this World Cup victory.
Mataram!
Yes, Narayan, coming on to you. Talking about this victory is also about Amol Mazumdar. Like a super hit film, all the elements are there in this victory. All the journeys that you talked about, starting from Deepti Sharma to Harmanpreet Kaur, Smriti Mandhana, each player plays a crucial role. But we also have to talk about Amol Mazumdar because this World Cup also belongs to him. This victory also belongs to him.
Definitely, Amol Mazumdar, if we talk about the fantastic coach, despite of the fact that being criticized for losing the 3 matches, few people are raising the doubts over his credential. But finally, we know that the great teams has even in the situation of adversity, they remain cool and calm and just focus on their aim. Exactly, our players, our coach, the whole management did that thing, and they, if we talk all about their beating Australia, I think that was the biggest hurdle for them. And after winning that match, everyone is assured that India is going to lift the trophy. But the journey, as you mentioned, definitely the way the women's cricket has progressed in the past decade. If you take a look, when 2017 at the Lords, it was a turning point for the women's cricket. Then in 2020 at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, that took that legacy of the women cricket at the next level. And now Navi Mumbai finally just established that legacy. And definitely we are hoping that this will give a new dimension to the not only the Indian cricket, but the world cricket. Because we know that India was just vying for this elusive trophy since the World Cup started in 1973, 2 years before the Men's World Cup. Since then, we saw that this Women's World Cup was crawling, not able to gather the fans inside the stadiums. And finally, in 2005, we saw that when there was 2 different bodies who were just governing the cricket. In 2005, we saw the merger, and after that, especially the kind of work done by the ICC, especially the BCCI, and kudos to Jay Shah, what he did for the women's cricket, giving the same match fee for the women's cricketer as the men's, their counterpart, and also the prize money they have as announced for the women's cricket. And also, if you take a look, the prize money of this World Cup is 123 crore. That is equivalent to the, I think, the men's ODI World Cup of the 2023. And these are the steps I have taken over the BCCI. Especially, I think that has given a new dimension to the women cricket, and other boards too will think that for the equal pay for the women's cricket. And even I think BCCI, as the reports are coming, they are planning to give the same central contract to the women's cricket as their men's counterpart. I think that will be a huge boost for the women's cricket, and hoping that this victory has established India as a world champion. And not only this for the women's cricketer, but also it will help to groom and nurture the young cricketers, and parents will push their girls to take up the sports, because we know that what kind of performance they have done. And actually, heroes are required to follow a game, to embrace a game. And we saw several heroes. If you take a look in this World Cup, Rose, Shafali Verma, Deepti Sharma, Harmanpreet Kaur, and the way Smriti Mandhana and many new faces, Charini. Definitely, I think it's a pivotal moment for the women's cricket, not only for India, for the whole world.
And somewhere also, Suchitra, coming on to you, Amanjot Kaur has been the unsung hero of this entire tournament. And in her post-match presentation, press conference statement, she said, Amanjot Kaur did mention that this has been a dream come true for herself. And she also dedicated this entire victory to Pratika Rawal as well, who's nursing an injury currently. What do you have to say about Amanjot Kaur, the way she performed in the entire tournament, Suchitra? Are you getting my audio, Suchitra?
Yes, Deepika.
Yes, I'm saying that when we talk about the players, Amanjot Kaur has also remained the unsung player of this entire tournament. And in her post-match statement as well, she said that she and her family would be celebrating Diwali today because of this victory. And she also dedicated the trophy to Pratika Rawal, who's currently nursing an injury.
Yes, Deepika, even Amanjot Kaur, she was also struggling with an injury before this World Cup. At one point of time, it was not clear that she would be part of this team. So she understands how a player feels when she is injured and not available for the team. But, the tournament began on a bright note for Amanjot. In that very first match against Sri Lanka, the Indian team was struggling at one point of time, and it was Amanjot who played a brilliant knock there, and her partnership with Deepti Sharma, took India to a respectable total in that match, and then she contributed with the ball also. And when I remember when she came in the press conference after that first win, and everyone was asking about how India lost the plot and lost some wickets, and she was like, I was still there, I was still to arrive, and you must have confidence in me. So today also Amanjot with that brilliant catch, we can say was turning point of the match, because the kind of form that Laura Walwart has been in this tournament, she could always be dangerous. So Amanjot, yes, she was struggling with that injury before this World Cup, and she said that that time when she was away from the field, when she was not really able to train or do some exercises, and when she was alone lying on that bed, that time taught her a lot. It developed patience in her. And sometimes that sort of patience really pays when it comes to big matches, because we win the matches in patches. If one team is doing particularly well in a certain section of the tournament, then you must have patience, because your time will come. You must keep trying. So that sort of patience always works in favor of the players. So the tournament, we can say, began on a bright note for Amanjot, and it ended on a bright note. She contributed in Team India's first victory of the tournament with bat and ball, and she equally contributed in India's last victory of the tournament, and in which India became the world champions. Deepika.
All right, thank you so much, Suchitra, for joining us and giving us the live input straight from ground zero on this very historic day. Thank you so much. But Narayan, when we talk about Team India's overall performance and the players, both the sides, the batting unit and the bowling unit, they together performed in a very brilliant manner today. But somewhere we also have to talk about Sri Charani, the kind of rise we have witnessed about Sri Charani, the kind of buzz she created back in Vizag against those matches against South Africa and the other team. The kind of rise we are seeing of the new players, and especially the ones that are coming in the forefront, it's a new dawn for these players, isn't it?
Definitely, the way Sri Charani performed, we can say that there was even the debate that our experienced bowlers are not playing, and the players with a little experience, when we are losing the matches, the question has been asked, definitely. But the way they showed that, if you take Sri Charani's record, I think she has taken 14 wickets in the tournament after Deepti Sharma. She is at the number 2 in the Indian bowling lineup. She has taken the most wicket. But the thing is that the kind of faith our management showed in the young players to also taking few experienced players, that was the key to the success for the Indian team. And in the recent time, the way Sri Charani has performed, she was, we can say that in the various occasions, she was a proven match winner for the India, and that's why the way we are praising our captain, the way she supported the few young players, the way our coach Amol Mazumdar too came, and they just gathered a set of players who can conquer the world, and that exactly happened. But the most important thing is that, as you mentioned, the journey of our Indian cricket team, the way they started, and most important thing is that both South Africa and India, the way they came here in the final. South Africa too, we can say that the shambolic losses, the first one in their first match, that is, they were all out for 69, and their final league game against Australia, when they were folded out for 97. And talking about the India losing three matches against the teams they were in the semi-finals. So that was a big setback for the India. But as I mentioned, that the great team always never lose their cool and calmness and compose. They remain composed, and the way they bounce back in the semi-final against the mighty team like Australia, 7-time world champion. If you take a look, their players, all the 11 players are the match winners and chasing a historic target of more than 300 runs in the knockout stage. It shows the caliber of this Indian team. If we take a look at the previous series, the 3-match series against the Australia they played in India, India won the second match against Australia. So I think that 3-match series was really helpful for India to just try out against the best in the business. So kudos to the BCCI and the management, the way they worked for this women teams. And definitely once in the 2017, we know that they lost the World Cup by a whisker against the England. And finally, they established their legacy. And from here, I think India is the, women's cricket too, they are going to dominate for the next decade.
Definitely. Now let's take a look at another tweet which has come right in time from Union Health Minister JP Nadda, who took to X to congratulate the entire Team India for this historic victory. He said, and I quote him here, "A glorious chapter has been added to India's cricketing history. My heartfelt congratulations to the India women's cricket team on lifting the ICC Women's World Cup 2025. Our daughters have made the nation proud and filled every heart with immense joy through their outstanding performance. They never give up attitude of teams reflect the true spirit of Bharat," unquote. And he further said that this historic triumph will inspire countless young girls to pursue their dreams and bring more glory to the nation, wishing the team continued success and greater milestones ahead, unquote. Narayan, this is indeed the spirit of Bharat right now, because the entire country is celebrating this huge victory. It's right now 1 a.m. as per the Indian Standard Time, and the ministers are continuously pouring in their best wishes. Not only the fans stayed back for a much longer match which was delayed by rain, but everybody was glued to the screens to watch the entire match till the final ball, and how Harmanpreet Kaur took the final catch, and these continuous tweets which are coming in right at this point of time from all the ministers, and of course the kind of support that the BCCI always extends, like you mentioned. How does that reflect about the true spirit of Bharat, Narayan?
Definitely. Actually, in the past, it was a challenge for the management, for the ICC, for the various cricket boards to bring the crowds in the stadium for the women cricket. But definitely the way the performance of the women's cricket we saw in the past few decades, the way they played a fantastic quality cricket, and that played a crucial role in bringing the audiences to the stadiums. And we saw that especially in the past decade, in the 2017 World Cup, who can forget that, when the World Cup was hosted in England, and the TRPs were shattered. And we know that the BCCI, the management, the ICC came to know that even the women cricket can be made popular if it is treated properly. Last time when the World Cup was hosted in India, if you take a look, it was relegated to the domestic grounds, not to the main grounds, because at that point in time, the popularity of the domestic cricket was more than that of the women's cricket. But right now, you are seeing the way the management or cricketers perform. The management did excellent job to promote the women's cricket. If you take a look at prize money, if you take a look at other aspect too, definitely women's cricket has grown by leaps and bounds, and the atmosphere is that if you take a look in the, especially in India, the way sports is taken, the way our PM Modi directly, as the team is winning, he promptly tweets for them, congratulates to them, talks to them. So it has never been witnessed in the Indian sporting history. Why Indian sporting history? Nowhere in the world it is witnessed that the head of the state, the top leadership of the state is promptly in the no matter of time just tweeting for them, congratulating them. Actually, it also boosts the confidence of the player. It also encourages them when the head of the state, the prime minister of the country, the president of the country, when all comes, the big leadership of the country comes to support them, when the players are reciprocated, when they get respect, definitely it's a big thing for them rather than the cash reward, rather than the prize money, because our players, our athletes, the most important thing that they want is the respect. And currently, system is managed in such a way that our players are getting emotional support. If you take about other sports too, during the Olympics, during the Commonwealth Games, our Prime Minister personally talked to our players. He spoke to them whenever they are going to for a mega event, when they are coming back from a mega event. Prime Minister of the country personally talks to them, invites them to the PM house and interacts with them. So it's a big thing, and that's why we are seeing that India is just going notch higher in the various sports events. Not only cricket was already there, but in other sports too. Now we are doing wonders, in exceptional job. Now India is bidding for we know that trying to bid for the 2036 Olympics, and on 26 November India will be given the hosting rights of the Commonwealth Games, 2030 Commonwealth Games. When the other countries of the world are pulling out, India is coming ahead to host the mega events. So there is a different kind of atmosphere right now in India, and hopefully, the way things are happening in the coming time, we will see that India is just dominating the world of sports too.
Indeed, and somewhere around we also have to praise the infrastructure, the kind of infrastructure that India has developed over the years. DY Patil Stadium, for that matter, the Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium in Ahmedabad, the kind of pitches that we have, and not only about cricket, it is about other sports also, where India is rapidly developing with its infrastructural prowess.
Right, definitely the way, if you take a look, you mentioned about the stadiums, DY Patil Stadium. As earlier I mentioned that in 2017, it was the Lords that changed the whole dimension for the women's cricket. And in 2020, it was the Melbourne Cricket Ground. We saw that TRPs are skyrocketing, and the popularity of the women cricket in the past decade, we saw that a meteoric rise on that. Now, Navi Mumbai especially has will take that legacy at the notch higher, because we know that India is a country where a big push is given to the sporting infrastructure. And if you take a look at other stadiums too, we have the world-class stadiums, and at any point in time, India is ready to host any big sports event of the cricket. Why cricket? Even if we have the capability, the kind of infrastructure we have, the kind of infrastructure is being developed in Gujarat, the whole sports corridor is being made in Gujarat. And if we take a look, the number of international events, whether it is hockey, whether it is, if you take a football, recently we saw that Al Nassr, one of the finest club of the Saudi League, played in the Goa. And if you take a look, the World Boxing Championship, Hockey Asian Championship, many more events. If you take a look, the World Junior Badminton Championship that took place in Guwahati, all over the India, we can see that a sporting infrastructure is being developed, and India is on the right path of the sporting, being a sport superpower in the coming times. And definitely, kudos to the government, kudos to our sports federations, and especially the Sports Authority of India. The important thing is that right now in India, the only importance is not given to the cricket, but the importance is also given to the other sports too. So that's, we can say that the sporting revolution is currently underway in sports. And definitely when we will see the mega events, the upcoming mega events like Asian Games, Olympics, definitely India will, we can say that we will see at a better place than in the past.
All right. Thank you so much, Narayan, for joining us and giving us a very in-depth analysis of the entire team as they lifted the title, the historical trophy, winning the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup ODI format match and the trophy, the entire World Cup for the first ever time, giving the World Cup also a new winner after the year 2000 and lifting their first ever title trophy. Thank you so much, Narayan. Thank you so much, Mr. Malay Nirav. And thank you so much, Suchitra, again for joining us and making this show a historic one as we were able to witness this history unfolding. And with this, it's a wrap here on this special broadcast as India creates history. We are leaving for more celebrations and we hope that you also continue celebrating this historic victory. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.